everyone, welcome to today's workshop called Glowing Jelly with me, Kelly Ewing. In today's session we will be thinking about the exhibition that we saw recently at the Ccadld Gallery in Derry, which was named Stones from a Gentle Place by the artist Susan Hughes. The session today will be a sculpture workshop where we'll be building glow-in-the-dark jellyfish sculptures, which we will be using to explore and understand more of the themes and the ideas that we saw in Susan's exhibition. So to start the session off, I will introduce myself and my artistic practice. I am an artist from Ireland who grew up in County Derry in a village called Tobermore, less than 1 hour from Derry City, but now I live in London with my cat. I make work about Irish folklore and mythology, specifically about the Irish otherworld. One of the most popular ones would be Tír na nÓg, which you've probably maybe learnt in school at some point. I use a lot of different methods to make my artwork, mostly sculpture, drawing and digital methods such as 3D modelling and virtual reality. I also enjoy encouraging others to be creative like you all. So as I said, in today's session we will be making jellyfish from common household items that you can find around your home, which we have also provided for you in your group packs. Between your groups, you should all have the following materials. Tissue paper, this will be cut into strips, and also some full sheets. This we will use for colouring the bodies of our jellyfish. These will be shared amongst your group so that you each can have as many colours available to you as possible. Paper bowls, these will be used to make the body of our jellyfish. These are recyclable and great for the planet. You will have one of these each. Glow-in-the-dark googly eyes are also available to you in your group packs. These will give our jellyfish some cool eyes that will glow in the dark. These have sticky backs, which will make it easier to stick to our jellyfish. You'll also find glow-in-the-dark stickers, which we will use to decorate the colourful bodies of our jellyfish to give them a glow-in-the-dark essence. There will be plenty of these in each group's pack, so please use as many as you want. Glue sticks. These will be used to help us stick the tissue paper to the jellyfish's body. And we've also included some glow-in-the-dark sticks for you guys to use and experiment with at home and in school if your teacher allows. These will glow for many hours at a time if you turn the lights out, so please enjoy those as well. Now we will be beginning our craft. So first a little bit about jellyfish. Jellyfish are very well-known underwater creatures that also glow in the dark, kind of like the rocks and the creatures and the natural processes that you have encountered in the exhibition. Jellyfish are able to glow because of a mixing of a chemical called luciferin with oxygen. This mixing creates loads and loads of energy, which releases light. The only way to see jellyfish is to either go swimming or to see them in a zoo or an aquarium. Swimming in open water is something that the artist Susan has done a lot of, which you may have seen in her exhibition. Susan may not have encountered jellyfish per se, but she has seen other things that glow in the dark, mostly plankton and rocks, something that she likes to write stories about. Whilst we are making the jellyfish today, we will start to think about who your jellyfish are, where they would like to swim, and perhaps give them a name as well. So here's a jellyfish that I made earlier from home, and I will be taking you all through the session step by step so you all can create a jellyfish that is even cooler than mine. So the first step today in our session will be to colour our jellyfish's body. So for this, we will use the sheets of tissue paper that you've been provided in your packs, and we will be tearing them into differently sized pieces and using our glue sticks to collage these onto the surfaces of our bowl. This will create the colourful texture and the colourful skin that we know jellyfish have. You can use as many or as little different colours of tissue paper as you like for this part of the activity, and using the glue sticks provided in your packs, you will be gluing each of your individually torn pieces of paper onto the bowl. I think a good tip is to try carefully not to tie them too small, or else it'll take you quite a long time to stick them all onto your jellyfish. Another interesting technique I have used here and in other projects is to layer little different pieces of tissue paper on top of each other. This gives you a different effect towards mixing colours and changes how they look and gives them more depth and sometimes makes them appear to be darker as well. For my jellyfish, I used a wide variety of colours to create a multicoloured skin, but you can also choose to use less if you like. Some colours that work well together are yellow and pink, green and red, blue and orange, purple and orange, and green and pink. Use your imagination here and go wild and use colours that make you feel happy. Whilst you carry on applying the tissue onto the jellyfish's body, I will tell you some more interesting facts about jellyfish and other glowing creatures. It is not just jellyfish that glow in the dark and use bioluminescence to show off their colours at night time. All around the world, people have seen different things glow. In Susan's exhibition, you will have seen examples of glow-in-the-dark rocks, plankton, and other natural phenomena off the coast of Donegal while swimming in the sea. And other people have seen glow-in-the-dark glowworms in caves in Australia, which glow in the dark to catch flies in dark caves, amazing glow-in-the-dark stones in Japan, which are caused by glowing shrimp which live on the rock's surface, glow-in-the-dark worms and bugs in England and Jersey, which use their glowing ability to communicate with other worms or to defend themselves against predators, and brightly coloured glowing fireflies in America, which glow up at night time to attract a mate. Our amazing natural world can use its glow-in-the-dark ability for so many different reasons. And if you guys need some extra time to finish your jellyfish's colouring, you can pause my video here, and when you're ready we can move on to the next step. So hopefully by now you will have finished colouring the bodies of your jellyfish in a beautiful collage style. I wish I could see how well you've all done and what colours you've decided to use. Here is my jellyfish, which has been entirely covered in the tissue paper collage in lots of different colours. I have also used layering to give it some extra depth, which really makes the jellyfish beautiful and bright. You can see how the colours overlapping has created a multi-dimensional effect and makes the jellyfish look really bright and spectacular. The next stage of our session is to decorate our jellyfish by adding its tendrils using tissue paper, its glow-in-the-dark decoration using our supply of glow-in-the-dark stickers, and adding its glowing googly eyes. Firstly, in your packs, you will find some lengths of pre-cut tissue paper, googly eyes, and lots of glow-in-the-dark stickers. We will be using all of these in the last part of our workshop. Whilst you're following along with my demonstration, I would like you all to think about your own jellyfish. Who is your jellyfish? What is his or her name? Where do they like to swim? Do they swim in the cold seas around Ireland, or do they swim somewhere further away, in hotter water perhaps? Think about these different things while you're decorating your jellyfish and share their stories with the others at your table as you work. The third thing I want you all to do is to use your glue sticks in the packs to stick the tissue paper strips to the inside of your paper bowl. These will be the jellyfish's tentacles, the long string-like body parts that hang from the jellyfish's body. You can follow along with my video as you do this. You can add as many or as little as you like to your individual jellyfish, it's up to you. In real life jellyfish, these long tentacles allow the jellyfish to defend themselves against other ocean creatures and sort of any other humans who may encounter them in the sea. They contain little small stingers which sort of sting everyone or anyone who comes in too close contact with the jellyfish, so they're sort of their defense mechanism. If you need some extra time to do this task, please pause my video here and restart it when you're done with your tentacles. The next thing we'll be doing to our jellyfish is to give them some cool eyes so they can see. In your packs, you will each have some glow-in-the-dark googly eyes, kind of like the googly eyes you may have seen before. These ones have some little sticky backs on them, so you can just peel the back off and stick them straight onto your jellyfish. I have added my jellyfish eyes right onto the middle of his body, but you can add yours anywhere you like. Here, you can see me adding the eyes to my jellyfish. It's pretty important that they have eyes so they can see you, they can see all the other wonderful jellyfish that your friends have made, and they can see the rest of the world. In real life, some jellyfish don't even have eyes, and some have even 6. After this, we will use our glow-in-the-dark stickers all over our jellyfish's body to decorate them and to allow them to glow in the dark. Like in Susan's exhibition, you will have seen your jellyfish glow brightly when you turn off the classroom lights. You can apply the stickers randomly or in a pattern. I encourage you to use your imagination and your creativity to make your jellyfish look fabulous. Continue to think about who your jellyfish is and where they would like to swim, and talk about it with your group. You can pause the video here whilst you decorate your jellyfish and start again when you've all finished. Hi everyone, welcome to the last part of the workshop. So by now you will hopefully have finished making your jellyfish, and all that's left for us to do is to activate them using the darkness of the classroom. So for this part of the class, I will ask your teachers to turn off the classroom lights, Close the curtains if possible, as you'll all see very shortly that your jellyfish will glow brightest in the darkest light possible. So once your teachers turn the lights off, you should be able to see your jellyfish and their wonderful patterns and eyes glow. Here you can see me turning off the lights as well in my kitchen, and you should be able to see my jellyfish glow really brightly in the darkness, and hopefully your jellyfish will be doing exactly the same thing right now. You can see the stars that I've put on his body, the clouds and the rocket ships. You see how bright they glow in the darkness? That's something that you will also have seen in Susan's exhibition, that sense of glow in the dark and bioluminescence, and objects have become alive in the darkness. So earlier, if you remember, I asked you to think about your jellyfish and their names, who they are, where they like to swim, and other characteristics. So I'll introduce you to my jellyfish now. His name is Barney. He's a boy jellyfish. You can see that he's really bright, he's really colourful. He loves to have all sorts of different colours on his body. He also really likes to swim, obviously. I asked you to think about where your jellyfish might like to swim as well. And I can tell you that my jellyfish likes to swim best in the cold waters off the coast of Portrush. Hopefully you can tell each other about your jellyfish, where they live, where they swim, what their names are, and anything else interesting you've caught up about them. Okay? I hope you all really enjoyed this workshop today, and I hope to see lots of photographs of your jellyfish shining brightly in the darkness of your classrooms. Thank you very, very much.